Good morning, and praises, blessing, honor, majesty belong to our Father, who is the only true wise God, who is and was and is soon to come. Well, I'm just so grateful, excuse me, to come to you again from the state of California. This is where the Lord, our God, has placed me in the earth, and this is where I'm going to be until He says otherwise. And it is currently 9:57 a.m. in the morning, and I just have to come and encourage the family of faith out there about this event with the Donald Sterling incident about black people. He made it, I guess it was a couple of days ago, the news broke. They're making such a media frenzy about it, but in all actuality, I really don't understand why people are getting so frustrated about all of this, black people. And especially people, and I'm talking about the people of faith. People in the world, they're going to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do what they do. That goes without saying. But as God's people, God already told us that these things were going to happen. He told us that these things will be, okay? And that we will be hated and that we will be shunned. And even when our foreparents were taken out of their land and we were scattered all over the world, He said that they would never respect us. And it's happening, isn't it? Why do you think this is so strange? But anyways, I just want to, and I just want to say, I am not trying to minimize what this man said. But on the same token, I'm not shocked. Why is everybody acting like they are losing their minds? Look, if you want to do something to people like that, hit them in the wallet, okay? You ain't got to say nothing. You could protest in silence. Don't shop, okay? Don't shop. That's all you got to do. But anyways, I just want to bring up a couple of things here, and and the reason why I need to bring them up because I'm wondering where's all this coming from. Okay, I'm just wondering where is this all coming from. What is this great big distraction that's going on here? Okay, because first of all, I want to show you picture here. This picture, I'm sure some people have seen it online. Get a close look at it. All right. And you can see here, this guy, he's laughing. And this guy, he's laughing. It's funny. Let me see who else is laughing. I mean, the look on these men's faces is that of like nothing has just occurred. Nothing. It's as if these men's lives weren't worth nothing. They're happy. They're like, I mean, they're posing. Let me take a selfie of myself. Of course, they're not taking a selfie, each one of them, but they're all in a selfie together. Okay? But the Duck Dynasty man, Phil Robertson, he said that black people were happy picking cotton while they were singing. Now, he made that comment. He also made a comment about homosexuals, but he also paralleled black people with homosexual people, okay? And I'm going to tell you something. My grandmama, I love my grandmama. She's a beautiful, beautiful woman. She's real, real short, real tiny woman. She's mixed with Indian. And she was part Seminole Indian and part Puerto Rican, and she's part black. And so that's what I am. I am part Seminole, Puerto Rican, and black. And I don't know too much about my father's side of his family because I just know he was a black man. And there's so many secrets shrouded in my father's life that, I just don't need to go into that right now. But to just move on, I remember my grandma, she was a real short woman, but she had these big, short, fat, chunky hands. And, she had her little rings and stuff on her fingers. And then, one day I just asked my grandma, I was like, Grandma, why are your hands so big like that? because they were like fat and chunky, you know. And she said, Van, you know how she talking that country voice, but she said, Grandma got this. This is the result of picking cotton, you know. This the picking the cotton, picking the cotton, picking the cotton. I guess today they would call it carpal tunnel syndrome, where that just repetitious picking, and then that was this, you know, then the arthritis was in her fingers. That's what made her fingers, you know, big and stuff like that. And I thought to myself, my grandmama had to pick cotton all day long, all night long. Okay. And I don't remember her singing songs of praise and joy when she told me that story. Not at all. And yes, our black people did sing out in the fields. They had to sing to keep going. Because I guess if they didn't sing, the massa was going to beat them to death if they didn't get that cotton out. Okay? So I don't see what was funny or what was a happy time about that. But no one came to our defense about that I recognized. It wasn't on the news over and over, big news flash and all that. Or they might have said it on some little radio stations here and there, whatever. But nobody got upset about that. Not even the black athlete celebrities. I didn't hear them say anything about it. But it was said. And you know what gets me? The family Christian. That's why I don't use that word. See, Christian must mean something else to some people. Because to me, if these people, they say they're Christians, right? Now, the Bible says in 1 John that as children of God, we're supposed to love each other. Our fruits are supposed to be known by the love that we share for one another. So if Phil, what's his name? Robertson, Duck Dynasty, loved us, then he would have never, ever made a comment like this. Look at that. Those men die a horrible death. I know what it's like to have when you're choking and your breath is just cut off. That's a horrible way to die. That is a horrible way to die. And they have displays of him all in family Christian stores standing up there in those little outfits they got in these little displays. They standing up there. Family Christian. Well, they're racist too. They've always been racist. You know, we go there and we shop because there's really no other places that you can go and shop for, you know, books and stuff. You can order stuff online now, and that's what I do now. I order a lot of stuff online. But yeah, I mean, you know, they just recently start carrying, you know, black artist pictures in the store in the last few years. But they didn't have none of that stuff. When I started going there first, they didn't have none of that stuff in there. None. Okay? None. So you mean to tell me that Phil Robertson, Duck Dynasty, loved his supposedly family in the faith, black people? I don't think so. Then there was this rancher, Cleven Bundy, or Cleven Bundy, says that black people would be better off picking cotton. Now, people always excuse this as ignorant and stupidity on other people. But this is not ignorancy. These people know exactly what they're saying. They know exactly what they're doing. These are intelligent people speaking this stuff. They're not stupid. You know, what it is called hate. It's called murder. That's what Jesus called it. That's what Ishaiah called it. He said that when you speak evil against somebody, it's murder. It's murder. I have some neighbors right here. I don't really like to call people my neighbors because you know what? That word neighbor sounds like a love word. You know, a neighbor, close, kind, looking out for you. But not these people here. They're white. We were living here first, and they have harassed us and treated us bad ever since they moved in here. Every day they harass us. Every day they do something. And I'm not going to go into all of that. I'm going to do another video on that later about the gang stalkers. But it's racist. It's racist. I don't want to go into that now because I don't want to take part, but I can prove to you that they're racist. But we've done nothing to them. Nothing. And the guy in the front, he even tried to he had some poison gases he was releasing back here one time. Almost cut my breath off. He was trying to kill me. But if I was to tell somebody that or whatever, just like I'm telling you now, you'd probably say, oh, well, how do you know? Because he was doing it. One day, I'll tell you this and I'm going to move on. He poured some gasoline out there. Because their garages are in the back where we live, but that's still our backyard. And me and my husband were sitting up here and it started smelling the smell of gasoline, and it got stronger and stronger and stronger. I mean, it was cutting off our breath. And my husband got up and he said, hey man, what you doing? Oh, I'm just trying to clean the oil back here. They got stuff that you can clean oil with. It come in a bag. It's a little thing of stuff that they pour. It's just like a kitty litter. It kind of reminds you of that. You put it on and let it soak it in. It absorbs the stuff, and you sweep it off and throw it in the trash. Yes. If that hadn't ignited, chances are we would have lost all of our belongings in this house. Everything. We would have got it first. Oh, he was trying to murder us. Oh, definitely. It ain't the first time he's tried to do that. So you gonna tell me that I'm being a racist because I'm telling the truth about what they trying to do to me and what they've tried to do to us? Oh, yeah. So you can walk around all day long and be a murderer, and you don't have to pull the gun. All you got to do is think it in your heart. All you got to do is think it in your heart. See? But anyways, let me move on. And no one really made a big deal about that. They said some Republicans and some other people distanced themselves from him. But it wasn't on the news, on every station. I mean, you know, it was not getting this big shebang that it's getting now. Let me tell you something, Black brothers and sisters in the faith. And I know I have Hispanic brothers and sisters in the faith. I have white brothers and sisters in the faith. And people of all nationalities are my brothers and sisters in the faith. But I must address my Black brothers and sisters right now. It ain't got nothing else to do with y'all, okay? Now, in the movie World War Z that Brad Pitt played in, there was no Black people in that movie. They had, I think, one brother, he was in there. They made him look like a zombie, and they made him look just so demented. Just demented. They always make us look bad in the movies anyway. They make us look the worst. Because they hate us. Because they always will. They never will care. Okay? Then the movie Divergent just came out not too long ago. Me and my husband went and saw that movie. There was no Black people in that movie. I mean, there was a few, but for the most part, you'll notice in the movies we're nowhere around to be seen. Why is that? Now, in that movie, they were destroying people because the people who didn't think like them or who didn't take the mark or the chip or whatever, they were going to kill people. And that's what they are going to do. That's what they're doing now already. And then in Elysium, that movie, there were like, I think it was one guy, he was on Elysium, he was one of the council. And Jodie Foster, she was this woman, she played this wicked part. But you know what? To me, they say that they be acting, but you know what? Some of these people that are acting these parts, they're playing these parts like they enjoy it. It's one with them. I don't care what anybody says. You play that part just a little bit too well. Even though I know you're supposed to play the part, but you play it like, you know, and your eyes is the window to the souls. Look at their eyes when they're playing these parts. They playing these parts like they enjoy it. But anyways, she hated anybody of any ethnicity, okay? And they were trying to transport Hispanic people up to this place because they wanted medical. You know, poor people, they just want everything anybody else wants. They want medical. They want a place to live nice too. All people do. Man, in the one part of the movie, you need to go see it if you haven't seen it. It'll open your eyes, I guess, if you still ain't stuck on sleep mode. But she had them shoot. They weren't supposed to do it. It was against the law. But she had them shoot those Hispanic people out of the earth so they could not reach Elysium. She murdered 40-something people. And it was children, men, women, and children on those ships. One ship made it. One little girl got scanned. But the rest of them, they had arrested them and was going to send them back. So anyways, I'm going to come back with part 2 right quick. We will never mean anything to them. Not ever. All right. Talk to you later.